is Unfiltered with Ricky Bo and Bill Colarulo on 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
All right, we're coming up on the 4 o'clock hour here on Unfiltered. A lot going on in the city of Philadelphia, as always, right now. We got the NHL playoffs in full swing. Flyers take Game 6 last night at Xfinity Mobile Arena in overtime, 1-0, advancing to the second round. Let's welcome our TV audience officially. Welcome to NBC Sports Philadelphia, who joins the show. We got Charles Barkley. We're waiting on Sir Charles. He should be joining any minute to talk about the big game tonight, Sixers and Celtics. Phillies walk it off. Second straight win under Don Mattingly. They win the game 3-2 with an RBI by Justin Crawford in the bottom of the ninth. But we want to hear from Flyers fans and Sixers fans. Get your voice memos in. We Hear You coming up at 5:25. Flyers fans, bring the energy. Sixers fans, make your predictions for tonight. And for the TV audience that's just joining us, we've already had Danny Briere on the show. If you missed that, check it out on the Fanatic YouTube page. Great interview. We had Brian Boucher on the broadcast at 3 p.m. You could also check that out on YouTube right now as well. But this is a special occurrence here on Unfiltered because we're going to be joined by Charles Barkley. Savannah, has Charles entered the room yet?
He's here.
Charles is here. Sir Charles, welcome.
He's waiting for you.
Welcome, my friend.
What's up, guys? Thanks for having me. Hey, shout out to my boy, Rick Tockett, man. That Flyers game, that was a little stressful. I did not want to go back to Pittsburgh at all, but, man, that was awesome.
Were you watching last night, Charles?
Oh, yeah, I was watching. We were in the studio, and I had the game on. And let's see, I forget what 2 games we had on last night, but we got 2 more tonight. We got the Sixers tonight. And we got no, we don't have the Sixers. We got the Hawks Knicks tonight. We had the Sixers the other night. So we got Atlanta, New York, and then we got Denver, Minnesota. But we will have the Sixers game on, and we'll have the hockey games on. Because the hockey studio, they're in the same studio with us.
Oh, you got to tell Biz, man, he's got to stop hating on Flyers fans.
Come on, man. Biz is the best. I love that dude. He is so cool. And he asked me before every game who I bet on. I said, I'm riding or die with my Flyers tonight. That was so stressful, but I'm proud of my boy Rick. But, I had the Flyers last night, but they had me stressed out. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, you say your boy Rick. I don't know if a lot of people know. You're a huge Flyers fan, and Rick Tockett and you became close when you played here, right?
Well, we actually became closer when he was coaching in Arizona. You know, I got to know Rick back in the 80s. You know, my favorite Flyer all time is Ron Hextall. I only got 2 Philadelphia jerseys in my house. My 2 favorite Philadelphia athletes all time were Ron Hextall and Brian Dawkins. That's the only 2 Flyers. That's the only 2 Philly guys I got in my house. Those 2 are my most prized possessions. But, man, I love hockey. I do. I admire those guys. There's no BS. You know, in all our other sports, there's BS. In hockey, they just trying to win the Stanley Cup. And you guys, we all want to win. When I do a lot of speaking to high school teams and college teams, my first question is, how many of y'all want to win? You know, obviously everybody raises your hand. And I say, yeah, everybody says that, but are you willing to do what it takes to win? And in my opinion, and I could be wrong, a lot of guys in other sports worry about individual stats. But in hockey, they don't care about that, man. They just want their name on the Stanley Cup. And that's why I love it.
Hey, Charles, I got to ask you something. You said out in Arizona you became close to Tock. Was that on the golf course by chance?
Yeah, we played a lot of golf together. He's a good golfer. You know, I got to know, who I really became close friends with is Wayne Gretzky when he coached out in Arizona. And I want to thank the Mammoth, the Utah Mammoth, for stealing our damn hockey team. That was a hell of a game last night. Vegas, they scored on that power play with like less than a minute to go and won in overtime. And then our game ended and we did our show. and it was still like 7 minutes to go in the overtime. And then we got time to get to the bar to watch the second overtime. So it was a good night last night.
Yeah, it was. And Ricky over here, he knows a thing or two about his hockey team getting stolen because he was a big Whalers fan. Now they're Carolina Hurricanes, so he's got extra rooting interest for this Flyers-Hurricanes series.
Hey, you know what's crazy? I was talking to Biz and a couple of the hockey guys, Liam and Ace, last night. I did not realize that all 4 of the Flyers Hurricanes games went to overtime.
Yep.
That's a good stat to know. That means it's even because Carolina, they just came out and just started kicking some ass in the first round, and but I did not know all 4 games. That gives me some encouragement going into that series.
Charles, talk to us a little bit about, not to change the subject, but the Sixers are playing tonight, last time I checked.
Yeah. It's obviously it's a must win. I think the game is going. I don't think the Sixers can expect Joel to have a flashback game like he did the other night. I think it's going to be up to Max and Escom to go crazy like they did in Game 2 in Boston. Joel was so magnificent the last game, but considering he just had surgery, his condition is probably not up to par because he hasn't been able to work out. He single-handedly won the last game. So if the Sixers are going to win tonight, I think it's going to be those 2 young kids. Kelly Oubre's got to throw some numbers in there. Drummond got to play. But I really do. I don't know if we can expect Joel to have a monster game like he did last game.
Yeah, let's go back to the last game with Joel. I mean, did he impress you with how quickly he came back and how well he played in that one?
Yeah, because, man, it's, number one, when you have a regular injury, you out for a week or 2, your condition is going to suffer. To have surgery is definitely going to suffer because you're probably not able to work out and do any type of conditioning. But, man, that's the only thing I feel so bad about because if this kid could stay healthy, he could be the best player in the world. I mean, it is so frustrating. And I feel bad for him because when you see him play, you're like, damn. He is so talented. And me and Shaq got on the other night because the first half he was shooting all them damn jumpers and it pissed us off. Like, yo, man, take your big ass down to the post. And then once he went in the post and then shoot those threes, he was magnificent because you got to double him. He's like Baryshnikov with his feet. One guy can't guard him because of his size and athletic ability. And then once he got rolling, the game was over. They had to double him, and that freed everybody up.
Hey, Charles, what would you say to the statement? There's a lot of people out there that said the Celtics lost that game and the Sixers did not win it. What do you think?
Well, the Celtics, they got a weird play. They don't make any adjustments. They're just going to come out and jack up threes. And some games, you go back and look, even when they've been successful, even when they won a championship and the years in between, they just play one way. We're just going to jack up threes. When they go in, they probably going to blow you out. But when they don't go in, they lose. So it doesn't matter how you win or lose a game. People want to say the Sixers, whatever. But the Celtics, man, to me, they're a very interesting team. They kind of go overboard with today's NBA. They're just going to keep shooting threes. They never, like sometimes, like, you know what, I'm making threes. Maybe I should drive to the basket, get a couple layups in, get a foul, sometimes that will loosen a shooter up. Guys said it all the time, and I'm not making a few. I'm going to go to the basket, get a layup, basket going to look bigger. I might get a foul, make a couple free throws. That'll help me with my rhythm. But the Celtics make no adjustments. They just we're just going to shoot threes. And but like I say, when it works, it's beautiful. When they miss, it looks ugly.
Yeah, I want to get your prediction and everything for tonight. But before we do, I got to detour a little bit. So you and Michael Jordan are buddies again? What's going on, Charles?
Yeah, Michael was my best friend for a long time, and I criticized his ability to run an NBA team because I thought he had too many yes men around him. I think it ended up like 13, 14 years ago. The one thing I'm going to do is my job. Because I can't criticize other people if I'm not going to criticize my best friend. And I didn't really think it was that big of a statement. He didn't do a good job when he ran the team. And he called me and he went ballistic, called me every name in the book. And we hadn't spoken in like 13, 14 years. And then a friend of mine, Vince Coleman, you guys know Vince Coleman for sure.
Yep.
And he was down playing Michael's golf course, and he said, "Man, I'm sick of the BS of both of you guys. Y'all know y'all love each other and miss each other." So he called, and I didn't know it. So he called me, and I was, "Hey, boy, what's up? It's good to hear from you." And he says, "No, it's me. It's MJ." And I said, "Oh." So what's going on? He says, "Man, we need to get rid of it to stop this BS. And as soon as basketball is over, I want you to come down to my golf course." He said, it was nothing personal. And I said, it was nothing personal with me and blah, blah, blah. And I said, you know what? I'm as glad to talk to you again. And as soon as basketball is over, I'll fly down to Florida and play his golf course.
So you're going to take his money. Is that what you're saying?
Well, I know one thing, Bo, he hadn't changed, because he can needle you. He definitely let you know you never beat him and won the championship. So he's always holds that over your head. But the first thing he said, I know you're making all that TV money. Well, I know you're rich. Hey, and he said, I know you're rich, so come down here and play with the richer. And I said, some things never change. And because that's the way he would talk. He said, you got money. I just got a lot of money. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to that, to be honest with you guys.
Have you played the new course up here yet? The Tiger Woods and Trout National?
I haven't had a chance. Once basketball is over, I moved back to Philly for the summer. I'm so honored that Mike invited me to be a member, and Dave Altimus and those guys. I can't wait. That was one of the coolest things for me to become a member there. But I don't come to Philly during the winter. But as soon as basketball is over, I lived there for 3 months. So I cannot wait. Man, Dave took me on a tour of that course, like when it was like 85, 90% done. And I was like, wow, this is incredible. And I cannot wait to get out there, man. But as soon as basketball over, I think we're done. We're probably done like the first week of June, first couple weeks of June. Actually, I'm not even sure because, with this new ESPN gig, we do the finals for the first time. Normally, I'm done like the first week of June with conference finals, but because now that we get the finals for the first time because we're on ESPN. So, but whenever the finals is over, the next day I'm jumping on a plane and I'll be in Philly until it gets cold again, brother.
I think Game 7 would be June 16th or 17th, somewhere in there.
Well, the 18th, I will be at Trout National. I can promise you that because I can't. Man, when we were taking a tour of that course, Rick, it was so damn awesome and spectacular. And I know Tiger, if he's going to do something, it's going to be first class. And I know if Mike do something, it's going to be first class. But I can't wait to play.
Yeah, it looks amazing. It really does look amazing. All right, let's get back to basketball, I guess. I could talk to you about golf all day. We got the PGA Championship coming to Aronimink in a couple weeks.
I'm really looking forward to what, because I played that course. I used to play out there with the late great Jay Siegel, who was one of the greatest people I've ever met in my life, and we're gonna miss him. But that's a great golf course, man, and I'm really looking forward. There's nothing better when you see a pro course that you played, and you like, and I played there quite a few times. But when you see it on television and you're like, oh, this is what's happened on that next hole. Oh, this is what happened on that next hole. It's pretty special. So I can't wait for that. I can't wait because I can't wait for the country to see how amazing that course is.
Yeah, it really is. Look, I was at the Truist Championship last year for.
That's unbelievable, isn't it?
At the cricket club, and a lot of professional golfers realize how good the golf courses are up here, and now they're going to get to play Aronimink. I hope they keep bringing a lot. The U.S. Open will be here soon for Marion, which is another beautiful course.
Well, it's so funny you say that because people ask me why I live in Philadelphia during the summer. Because, obviously I could live anywhere. I says, Saucon Valley, Marion, Pine Valley, Aronimink, you can't beat it. I mean, and people don't even know there's some other courses. Stonewall, Applebrook.
Yep.
I mean, I love Applebrook. There's so many great courses in the Philadelphia area, and I'm lucky because of a bunch of friendships I've made over the years. Um, I got to still find a place to join in Philly. Like I say, I'm joining Mike's course, but I got to find a course to join in Philly. But man, and I'm not even lying. You know, guys, y'all know I play golf every single day. But the only reason I do live in Philly during the summer is for the golf.
What's your handicap right now?
I'm a 10. I'm playing really, really well right now. I'm probably lying or cheating. I'm probably more like a 7, 8. But I'm down. I'm playing. I'm registered as a 10.
Is the hitch gone? Completely
Oh
gone
yeah, I
now?
don't hitch anymore. Thanks to Stan Utley, my teacher, the hitch is totally gone. I'm playing really well right now.
That's awesome.
All right, well, when you do come here for the summer, we'll have to reach out to you. The three of us will get out for sure.
Hey, let me do it. I play every single day. Let's do it.
All right.
Are y'all a member anywhere?
Yeah, I'm a member over. It used to be Woodcrest Legacy Club over in Cherry Hill. It's a pretty good course, a William Flynn design course. It's a good one.
Yeah, they got some good ones right over there. That's not one of those links courses, is it?
No. In fact, there's too many trees. I'm in them all the time.
Hey, brother, you got to be in the shade.
Yeah, there you go. That's a good excuse.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk basketball a little bit. I mean, do you see any scenario where the Sixers could shock the world and win this series in 7?
Ooh. To be honest with you, I don't want them to lose tonight. I hate when teams it sucks when you get eliminated at home because that place is going to be rocking. But I don't see the Sixers beating the Celtics. Would I like to see that? Of course, I'd like to see that. But the Celtics, man, I would love to see the Celtics get healthy. Excuse me. I would love to see the Sixers get healthy for a season. You know, coming in and out. And you got to wonder, honestly, can Joel stay healthy for 4 rounds of the playoffs? I mean, that's a legitimate question. Even if they're able to beat the Celtics, could he stay healthy for another 2 rounds in the East before he get to the finals? I think the first thing he's got to do once this season is over is figure out his body, man. What's the right weight to play at? What's going on with it? Hey, take your beautiful family on a vacation for a couple of weeks, but then you got okay. Because let me tell you something, I do. I would call me a trainer and says, let's see what the proper weight for me to play is. Am I training correctly? Because he got to find a way, because the Sixers, he's going to be on the Sixers for the next 2 or 3 years. And the same thing with Paul George. Their contracts are so big. They're going to be on the Sixers for at least, I think Paul George is on here for 2 more years, and I think George's on the team for 3 more years.
Yeah, he's got that big player option in his third year. So you don't see a scenario, because we've talked about this a lot, and I hate putting this out there because there's still a game to play tonight, but you don't see a scenario where the Sixers try to hit the reset button this summer and move on from Joel if they can?
I don't think they can. I think he's making like $70 million. I don't think anybody's going to take that contract.
Can you imagine that? $70 million.
That's what you made, Ricky, back in the day.
Yeah,
right?
I made that. My ex-wife took it.
Hey, Rick, I remember the most I ever made was $5 million. And let me tell you guys how old I am. The first time, and I'm talking about I'm in the locker room with Moses, Dr. J, Bobby Jones, Maurice Cheeks, Andrew Toney. The first time they told us a guy made $1 million, we were high-fiving each other. You know, Doc and Moses they were all older, had accomplished everything. They were literally high-fiving each other. We could not believe a guy made $1 million. Now, and you know what's crazy? These guys haven't started even getting paid by the new TV deal. That's starting to kick in this year. This is the first year of the new TV deal, so nobody's got paid on the new TV deal. We're going to have guys making $70, $80, $100 million in the next 3 or 4 years, which is going to be crazy.
Think about this, Charles. These guys are making a ton of money in college now.
Yeah, they are. But that model's broken.
Oh, it's a mess.
It's a mess. We can't have. First of all, it's 2 things that they're crazy. college sports is the only league in the world that doesn't have a salary cap. And it's the only league in the world where you can be a free agent every year. That's impossible to sustain. Think about that. In all the pro leagues in the entire world, college sports is the only one that doesn't have a salary cap. But the worst thing is, with the transfer portal, you are literally a free agent every year. That's crazy. It's unsustainable. And we've got to get some grown folks in the room before we ruin college sports.
Yeah, I agree with you. I have one more question for you.
Of course.
Who, in their prime, yourself, Joel Embiid, who's a better player?
Joel Embiid.
Really?
Yeah, dude, let me tell you something.
I mean, I saw you play a lot. You're a beast.
Ricky, if Joel Embiid could stay healthy, if he had a 10-year window where he was 100% healthy, first of all, it wouldn't be Joker. It would be him because he's a better defender. Like, if he could stay healthy, I mean, I'm telling you, he would be, if he could stay healthy, first of all, he'd win 2 or 3 MVPs. He's already won 1. But if he had been the thing is, he's lost 6 or 7 years in his prime. And you guys know you ain't going to get better or healthier as you get older. And people get mad when I make this joke. Old people don't get healthy, they die. You don't, especially when you're playing sports. Because you can be in the best shape when you're 35, but you ain't going to stop no 25-year-old. That makes, like Love said, man, he's playing the best he's ever had. Not talking about Joe. Like when a guy's having a great year when he's like 35, 36. I just, first of all, stop it. He's not better than he was when he was 26. He might be having a good year, but I would have loved to see Joel stay healthy for 10, 15 years. Man, it would have been incredible. He's a better, more talented player than me, but my ability to stay healthy gives me the advantage.
Yeah, it might be one of the biggest what-ifs in Philadelphia sports if Joel could have stayed healthy, but here we are.
Yeah, the same thing. You probably could say it about Eric Lindros.
Yeah.
He's in that conversation. But, man, because he seemed like a good kid. I don't know Joel at all, to be honest with you. I've only probably said hello to him probably 4 or 5 times, but he seemed like a great kid. But, man, the injury bug. And like I say, I think it sucks for the Sixers because if he can't stay healthy, it's going to be a long 3 years for Maxey and Edgecombe. And like I say, you got to worry about Paul George also because he's on the backside of his career.
Yeah, we could be stuck in purgatory. So let's hope maybe they steal this series, and who knows what could happen in the East, Charles?
Well, the East is up for grabs, 100%. Like everybody picked the Celtics. I picked the Cavaliers, but man, they have no competitive fire, drive, no leadership. They just play basketball. And you guys know, man, if you don't have a guy like, no, that's unacceptable. Somebody has to drive the bus and the team. I thought the Cavaliers had the best chance to win in the East. Everybody else picked the Celtics, but I'll be honest with you, man, it's up for grabs. I mean, it really is up for grabs in the East this year.
And who you got winning it all? OKC again?
Yeah, man. I tell you what, man, they look tough. I mean, they went out there and just beat the hell out of the Suns, 4-0. They're resting up now. Shea is probably going to win his second MVP. I tell you what's scary. None of their good players are over 25. Jalen Williams and Chet Holmgren and Shea, they're all like 25. And to make crap even worse for the NBA, they got the Clippers lottery pick. Can you imagine?
That's awful.
Rich get richer.
Well, because when Kawhi Leonard went to the Clippers, he demanded they get Paul George. So they got Shea and 5 number 1 draft picks. And so they could literally, think about this. They won the championship last year. They got the best record in the NBA this year. They could literally have the number 1 damn pick in the draft. Is that crazy or
That's
what?
not right.
I mean, think about that. They got the MVP. They won the championship. They got the best record. Their 3 best players are 25 or younger. Chet's probably younger, and Jalen's younger. And they got the Clippers pick. And if they get it's gonna be a good pick anyway. It's gonna be a lottery pick. But if we screw around and the ping pong ball bounces right, they could literally have the number 1 pick in the draft, which is crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy, Charles. Well, listen, man, we appreciate you making the time for us today. We'll be hitting you up in June to hopefully golf, and then we're going to have to check out that new steakhouse, right? It's not open yet.
Yeah, when's that open?
It's not open yet, but, man, I'm so excited for that. And the cigar lounge now, because, when we play golf, we got to smoke cigars now. Come on,
go.
Now.
Absolutely.
Hey, listen, go Flyers, let's go Sixers, and before we know it, it'll be time for the damn Birds. Oh, I didn't get to ask you guys a question.
Uh-oh.
What the hell going on with my Phillies?
Hey, they won 2 in a row.
Listen, the only thing the Phillies got going for them right now is the damn New York Mets were like, damn.
The Mets stink, which is kind of good for us.
But, man, we can't have a bad summer in Philly because that's all we got once basketball ends and the Flyers, whatever, how that plays. We got to have – the Phillies got to be good, man. We've had a little run here. We got to be competitive. Can we turn it around?
Yeah, they're going to be all right. I know a lot of people don't believe that, but I think they're going to be all right. I think everybody's – you know what? They got a good swift kick in the ass losing their manager. I think that's going to help them.
Yeah, and let me tell you something. As a player, it's embarrassing when you get your manager or coach fired. So we should know something. They won 2 in a row.
Yeah,
they walked off today.
Yeah, they had a walk-off today, and they got a second game coming up here in about an hour.
Yeah, I saw they got rained out yesterday. Hey, and tell them damn Flyers fans don't be booing them either. I heard they got booed at the game.
They did last night.
Yeah, a little bit, Charles, a little bit.
Well, in fairness, they've earned it.
Yeah, they have. But hopefully they'll turn it around, and we'll touch base with you in June. We'll hit you up on the golf course, man.
Hey guys, thanks for having me. Go Sixers.
All right. Thanks, Charles. There he is, the one and only Sir Charles Barkley. Great stuff as always.
He's such a great guy, man. Down to earth, comes right out, says it like it. See, I like it because he says it like it is.
Yeah, he does. He doesn't hold anything back. All right, so here's what we're going to do coming up. We're going to turn our focus a little bit to the Sixers, and I also want to play for you what Rick Tocchet said last night because he was asked about this Carolina Hurricanes series coming up, that they're going to be underdogs. I loved what he said about the Flyers mentality. We'll get to that. We got another Flyers trivia question for your chance to win a tomahawk steak from Wild Fork. A lot more to get to right here on Unfiltered, 97.5 The Fanatic, NBC Sports Philadelphia.
Unfiltered. Ricky Bo, Bill Colarulo.
Philadelphia Sports Talk. 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
Unfiltered with Ricky Bo and Bill Colarulo. 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
All right, welcome back into Unfiltered. It has been an action-packed show so far today. We started the show with Danny Briere in the 2 o'clock hour. Then we had Brian Boucher at 3 o'clock, and we just had Charles Barkley, the one and only, on the show. If you missed any of our interviews, remember, we podcast everything after the show. So make sure you're following Unfiltered on all your favorite podcast platforms and download the Fanatic app because you can listen to us from anywhere. And all these interviews will be put up on our YouTube page, so make sure you're following us there as well. So we're reacting to the Flyers' big win, but we're also getting ready for a monster Game 6 tonight at Xfinity Mobile Arena between the Sixers and the Celtics. So I want to hear from Sixers fans. What are your expectations for tonight? Like, do you expect Joel Embiid to have another performance like he did in Game 5? Now, Charles Barkley just said he can't imagine Joel's going to be able to duplicate that again tonight. But I think that's what it's going to take. I can't imagine you win tonight's game without Joel going off again. Maybe Edgecombe and Maxey can carry you, but I think you're going to need the big fella in the middle to score 30 points again for this thing to happen, Ricky Bo.
Yeah, This is one of those situations. It was interesting listening to Charles Barkley because the one thing that he said that we all know is that the Celtics are fire away. Go from 3-point, fire away, see what happens. And to me, it's like, okay, if they're off, you have a shot to win. You saw it twice now in this series already that the Celtics came out, couldn't shoot. I don't necessarily think it's on one guy. I don't. I don't think it's on one guy. If Embiid has a good game and Maxey or Edgecombe go off, I'm fine with that too. It's just a one-way. It's one thing after another. How about all three of them having a good game? Is that possible to happen?
Yeah, for sure, right? Maybe all four. Throw PG in there.
Well, you throw Paul. I don't expect much from Paul George. I think a lot of people are different in that aspect. I expect him to just be solid out there. If he's solid out there, you're in good shape with that. For points wise, obviously Maxey and Embiid are the two that kind of really come to mind. But that third one is where you're looking for VJ Edgecombe to have himself a good game. If he has a good game, that could be the put away. That could be how you end up winning the game. I think it really comes down to a third guy. I think Embiid's going to have his points. You look at Maxey, most likely he's going to be upwards of 30. But where does VJ Edgecombe end up? That's the game right there, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's a big question. A big question. Let's hope we can get a Game 7, which would be on Saturday, if I'm not mistaken, right? Would it be a Saturday or Friday?
I believe it's Saturday.
Savannah, ask Vito. He's in there with you. Sixers, if they win, Game 7 is Friday or Saturday, Vito?
Saturday, he says.
Saturday.
How come nobody believes
I don't trust you.
I mean, in all honesty, how could he not believe me? He asked me a question, I answered it, and then you go and ask you go and ask Vito.
You want me to trust the guy who's been lying to us for a week that he had 2 hole-in-ones last week?
I was joking when that first started.
Am I right here?
No, you weren't. You had a stone-cold face. You've been dragging it and milking it on this whole time.
What an idiot.
You only admitted it because Dylan pointed out that trophy is fake.
All right, Ricky.
Well, Dylan's an ass.
The boy
And
who
the
cried
voice
wolf.
memo.
That guy is on my list.
The boy who cried wolf over there. All right, look, we will get back to the Sixers. I want to hear from Sixers fans. Make your predictions and your expectations for tonight. Send your voice memos in. We Hear You coming up at 5:25. You could send them to the Davis Honda text line, 610-632-0975. We got another Flyers trivia question coming up shortly for your chance to win a Tomahawk steak on Tomahawk Thursday from Wild Fork. But let's go back to last night, Ricky, because I thought this answer from Rick Tocchet was phenomenal. So after the game, they beat the Penguins. They eliminate them in 6 games. Great fought game in overtime. We all remember the 3.8% chance they were given to even make the playoffs. Tocchett's asked postgame about being the underdog, and has this team embraced that underdog mentality? Listen to the head coach of the Flyers.
Rick, at the Olympic break, you guys are given, I think, 3.8% chance by the odds makers to make the playoffs. You're an underdog against the Penguins. You'll be an underdog against the Hurricanes.
We'll probably be 0.2 against the Hurricanes. What do you think?
Do you think your team thrives on that underdog label?
Yeah, we started at, I don't know the exact date, but late in the year, we started to get a little chip on our shoulder. And it's fun to listen to the noise. You know, these guys are, you're not this, you're not that, and you haven't been in the playoff, whatever, won the series before. Like, you hear that stuff, it's good motivation. I love that stuff. I used to love when somebody doubts you, and I think the players had that moniker, like, they love that. It's great. Hey, listen, we're playing a great Hurricane team, right? And I'm sure the odds are going to be the same, so we should enjoy that, and maybe it fuels us to play the Hurricanes.
I love that, man.
Does it really matter in the locker room if you're an underdog or not? Does it really matter? Because you're sitting in that locker room thinking, we're going out to win this next game. You're not thinking about the series. I think when fans picture the team, I think they picture the team looking at the big picture. They don't have time to worry about the big picture. They have to worry about what's in front of them. And that to them would be game 1 in Raleigh.
I get you. I mean, a game at a time. But look, you were a former professional athlete.
Yeah.
You're always looking for that little chip on your shoulder.
Well, yeah,
aren't
that
you?
would piss me off. Call me an underdog, it's going to piss me off.
Not giving them a chance to even make the playoffs, not giving them a chance to beat the Penguins, and now no one giving them a chance to beat the Hurricanes.
I could remember a solo game that I was playing for the Phillies. It was Hideo Nomo.
I remember him.
He was a rookie sensation. I was pissed off because you know what? How are you going to beat somebody like that in a Rookie of the Year race? You're not, right? Right?
You would assume.
Yeah, you're not going to because he's got all everything in the world. He's already a professional, but he gets a Rookie of the Year. Well, he came into Philadelphia, and do you know what happened in that game? We kicked the crap out of him. Greg Jeffries, I believe, hit for the cycle that night. We pounded him into oblivion.
And you loved every second of it.
Yeah, because it was like one of those things. Well, the Phillies suck. We're going to bury them at this point. And you know what? Take that one to the bank, pal.
I love it.
I always love that. You always love going up against somebody that they think owns you or something like that.
And I think that's what you're going to get from this Flyers team next series. I think they are going to have a chip on their shoulder.
Buster Douglas.
Oh, he took out Tyson that night.
Yep.
I don't know, though. I think any of us could have maybe beat Tyson that night. He was off.
Yeah, there was something wrong. I don't know about anybody.
He was off that night.
I don't know about anybody.
Yeah, maybe not. You had to have the guts to get in the ring in the first place with Tyson. All right, let's do our Tomahawk Thursday trivia. We're doing Flyers goalie trivia. Remember, we've done it every hour. If you know the answer, text it to the Davis Honda text line, 610-632-0975. If you get it right, you will qualify. We're giving away a tomahawk steak at the end of the show. Check out Wild Fork, Ardmore, Horsham, the Chamonix, and Cherry Hill. You could also order online for same-day delivery. Wild Fork, your neighborhood meat and seafood market. Unbeatable quality, even better prices. In honor of Dan Vladar, we are doing Flyers playoff goalie trivia. All right, we already asked most playoff wins by a goalie in franchise history. That was Ron Hextall. We asked best playoff goals against average in playoff history. That was Roman Cechmanek. I got another one now. Who has the most saves in a single game in playoff history? You saw Vladar drop 42 saves last night. Who has the most saves in a single game in playoff history, franchise history, I should say? This is just for the Flyers. Most saves in a single game in Flyers playoff history. Text the name of that goalie to 610-632-0975. Coming up, I will give you the answer. We'll relive Cam York's goal last night. He threw the stick into the crowd. What did he say about it afterward? Because it was a little dangerous, Silvana, throwing that stick into the crowd.
I didn't even notice.
Oh,
I really didn't notice. I think because like I said, I blacked out. I didn't even know what happened. It was just cheering madness.
Well, Cam York will explain why he did what he did, and he's begging that maybe he doesn't get sued. We'll get to that coming up next right here on Unfiltered, 97.5 The Fanatic, NBC Sports Philadelphia.
Unfiltered. Ricky Bo, Bill Colarulo.
Philadelphia Sports Talk. 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
Now back to Unfiltered with Ricky Bo and Bill Colarulo on 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
All right, so we just had another Flyers goalie trivia question.
Yeah.
We're doing playoff trivia, though, in honor of Dan Vladar's performance last night. So the question was, who has the most saves in a single playoff game in Flyers franchise history? Now, Ricky.
I got this one.
He stopped 63
against
of
the
64
Blues in
shots.
1968. It was Bernie Prompt. I got to tell you something. Matt Schroeder, who has done our producing at NBC, he is down at a bachelor party down in Nashville. We are on down in Nashville.
We're everywhere, baby.
We are on down in Nashville. What's up, boys, in Nashville?
Little shout out to Nashville watching Unfiltered. Remember, you could also listen to us anywhere in the world. And if you want local Flyers play-by-play during this second round of the playoffs, you could listen to The Fanatic on the app. You could stream it. You'll get Tim Saunders and Todd Fedoruk from anywhere in the world. We're everywhere, dude. But if you got it right, Bernie Parent, you qualify for the Tomahawk Steak. If you didn't get it right, don't worry. We'll have another opportunity coming up in the 5 o'clock hour. At 5 o'clock, as we keep the Flyers guests rolling, Simone Gagne, who was in the building last night to ignite the orange, will be joining the show. Excited to talk to Simone Gagne. All right, but let's hear from Cam York after the game. But before we do, on NBC Sports Philadelphia, it's a 0-0 game in overtime. The Penguins are out playing the Flyers, and then this happened. Here's how it played out.
York to Michkov. Michkov back to York. York Arista. Yes!
Hold off there, Hotsy. I'm not done yet.
He did give him a
He did. He had the arm out.
because Hartsey dropped it. Yeah, and Jim's like,
Hold off there, Hotsy. I'm making my call. Don't jump on my call.
I got this.
You gotta love JJ.
I got this. JJ was on with the boys in the morning this morning. Some great stuff, but unfortunately, we don't get Jim Jackson anymore.
I wish we had that voice. Reminds me of the you watch the old time movies.
Yeah.
Oh, there they go down the. That's what it reminds me of.
Yeah,
That's a base hit to right field.
I'm calling a hockey game here. See, that's what I.
I hate when you do that.
That's what I feel like.
On a hockey game here, you see?
All right, so for our TV audience who wasn't here earlier, when we had Danny Briere on, so everybody knows all season long we've been doing what? Hit the horn, hit the horn, hit the horn. Listen to this from Danny Briere.
Let's hit the horn.
Oh, it was awesome. So Cam York scores the game winner in overtime, and then he takes his stick and he throws it into the crowd.
Yep.
And this is what he said about it after the game.
I like a celebration.
I hope everyone's okay in the stands. Definitely don't want a lawsuit, but just honestly blacked out. I didn't even know what to do. I was so excited, just so happy for my teammates and obviously the fans.
All right, so he doesn't want a lawsuit. We got good news. Our own Johnny Clark, Johnny Sunshine, NBC Sports, whatever. He found the guy who caught the stick, and Silvana's got the quote from him. What did he say?
All right, so this is an article on NBC 10. He said that it just hit him in the hand, that he blocked at the last second. But don't worry, because he said definitely no lawsuits from me. If anything, thank yous and praises and a big request for a signature. Apparently, the Flyers are working to get the two of them to meet.
That's a true fan right
it's
there.
It's Neshaminy, by the way, if anybody needs to know.
By the way, he is also planning
What I say,
gift.
Neshaminy.
Oh, my. We're getting so many texts saying, how did he say Neshaminy? Wait,
I said Neshaminy.
Neshaminy?
What's wrong with what I say? I don't hear what I'm saying wrong.
That's
same thing
you
with
just added a D in there.
Neshaminy.
Oh, man.
And I'm also not hearing when I say the Carolina Hurricanes. What am I saying wrong?
That one
It's
wasn't
Hurricanes.
bad.
That
wasn't
wasn't
bad.
too bad. You were close.
All right.
Wait, but you guys are missing it. He's planning to gift the hockey stick to a young hockey player he knows, so he's not keeping it.
That fan is awesome.
Don't have him go using it. How about getting it signed?
Will you
He
stop
is.
gatekeeping what he does with
Well,
the
he's giving it to a
stick?
kid. The kid's not going to use it. The kid's going to keep it as like a memorabilia on his shelf.
You have to get that signed.
That's what they're
Does he
trying.
listen to anything I say?
He doesn't
No,
listen
I
to
don't
me.
listen
He
to
doesn't
you.
listen to me.
Ricky, I said they're trying.
I had to
Idiot.
listen to you for an extra half hour last night. I'm good.
Poor Ricky.
How you think I feel?
All right, so Silvana was in the
Ditto.
building last night.
You were on the phone getting tickets. Who are you kidding?
Yeah, she was one of those fans that were absolutely electric. I'm hoping and praying that energy carries over to tonight's Sixers game. And that's the subject of our Twitter poll today. Because if the Sixers can steal Game 6 and force a Game 7, just like we were worried about what would happen if the Penguins won last night, all the pressure would shift back to Boston for a Game 7. But do you believe that the 76ers can pull it out tonight? That's the subject of the Twitter poll, which is always standing strong. Thanks to Dr. Avi Donapel of Iron Mountain Men's Health. What do we got, Sil?
I have good news. Do the Sixers win at home tonight in Game 6? 52% saying no, 48% saying yes. It's good news because it's went up for yes.
All right, now here's what's interesting. When I opened up my FanDuel app this morning, the Sixers were 4.5-point underdogs. The money must be coming in on Boston because now it's up to 6.5-point underdogs. Now, what was it the other night? 10.5 when they actually won the game?
Yes, it was 10.5.
No, it was 14.5.
They also won a night where there was 14.
Or no, wait, it was 11.5, I think.
Yeah, I mean, look, they were double-digit dogs.
It was definitely double, and I said I would take the Sixers covering, not sure if they would win, and you said
they were going to get smoked.
Yes.
And I was wrong.
You were
so
wrong.
I should pick against the Sixers tonight, too. But the 6.5-point line, I'm not sure how to read that right now. I don't know what's going to happen tonight.
6.5 points. That seems about maybe if they didn't win like last game or something, they were still in it. It would probably be 8.5, but they have the momentum. Like if they were coming off of a loss, it would probably be a little bit higher.
Now, 8:00 tip-off tonight.
Hate that. It's not going to be 8:00.
8:00 tip-off. It is our man, Matt Cord, our friend who's been on the show before, the PA announcer in the building, potentially his last game. We thought Game 4 was going to be his last game, but the Sixers steal Game 5. So now Matty Cord will be back there doing the intros tonight. Let's hope they get another series. Listen, I don't think they're going to win the series. I'm going to be honest with everybody. I wish I could say that they will. But if somehow they do steal this series, and we heard from Charles Barkley earlier.
If they win,
it's open, Ricky. The East is wide open.
Look, you win Game 6, it changes everything because the last game, it's a crapshoot. Whoever's playing better in Game 7 wins that game. That's it. Get there. Get there. Get there.
Yeah, you got to get there. You can't win Game 7 until you win Game 6.
No, and you know what? We've seen it before. We've seen the Celtics go cold from 3. We've also seen them light it up from 3. You know what? Maybe all these texts and tweets and stuff I've been seeing about the Celtics lost that game the other night and the Sixers didn't win. Maybe that is true. Maybe it is. Maybe they come out and don't shoot the ball well from 3. They're going to lose this one too.
Yeah. So we will see. Hopefully they come with the same energy, though. You can't get out-rebounded, especially you can't give the Celtics the second and third opportunities like you've been giving them on the offensive boards. You got to play with the same energy you played with the other night. All right, here's what we got going on, though. We're going to lose our TV audience, but we're not leaving the air. So if you want to hear our interview with Simone Gagne will be joining the show at 5 o'clock. We got another Flyers trivia question for the Tomahawk Steaks. We'll be giving those away before the end of the show. And we got We Hear You Part 2 coming up at 5:25. So there's time to get your memos in. Hit us up on the Davis Honda text line, 610-632-0975. We got our cash giveaway coming up next, $1,000 in cash. So keep it here for the keyword. But TV audience, tell your smart speaker if you're in your house, play 97.5 The Fanatic, and we'll play wherever you are. Keep it here. Unfiltered continues. 97.5 The Fanatic, NBC Sports, Philadelphia.